that we have. There's 5 highway divisions across Erie County. We have multiple barns, but this is the big one that handles what would be considered District 5, which is the southern part of the county, as we're here to announce the beginning of a pilot program for the Erie County Department of Public Works to use renewable diesel. I'm Erie County Executive Mark Poloncarz. I'm joined by quite a few people here today, including you'll hear from our Deputy County Executive Lisa Chimera. You'll hear from our Department of Public Works Commissioner William Geary, as well. We're also joined by the Deputy Commissioner for Highways, Karen Hoke, and Pat Baskerville, who's the District Engineer for this portion. We are joined also by Zach Evans from my office, who is instrumental in doing the research and trying to determine if we could use renewable diesel in Erie County, as well as Mary Burke from Kurk Fuel, who will be speaking because that's who our supplier is for renewable diesel. In 2024, at my State of the County, I talked about how we wanted to look into whether or not Erie County could use renewable diesel for our large trucks and other implements. And the reason why is because you can cut greenhouse gas emissions substantially through the use of renewable diesel compared to traditional diesel. As you can see from our friend Pete Anderson here, who's now the easel for the diesel, the use of renewable diesel drops petroleum diesel emissions easily by 1/2. So you can cut your emissions by more than 50% at a time when we're trying to do our best to ensure that we reduce our greenhouse gas emissions as a county as well as a community. One of the biggest drivers of greenhouse gas emissions is transportation and vehicles. And diesel vehicles, of course, are not very environmentally friendly, but the renewable diesel ones are. And so in 2024, we talked about how we were going to take a look at this to determine, can we use renewable diesel? It actually can cut life cycle greenhouse gas emissions for a truck by 90%. The nice thing is it doesn't require new equipment. It doesn't require like electric charging stations, because these are traditional diesel, but a different type of diesel, renewable diesel. Renewable diesel, the fuel was made from soybean oil, canola oil, waste grease, and other feedstocks. It's different from biodiesel because renewable diesel can be used in very cold temperatures where sometimes biodiesel cannot be. And that's very important in a place like here in Concord, in our southern part of Erie County, where we can get some heavy snows and colder temperatures, especially during the winter months. We've mandated that no palm oil will be used as part of the diesel, renewable diesel that's coming, because there's various reasons, including you don't get the same bang for your buck, so supposedly, from renewable diesel based on palm oil. But unfortunately, there's massive deforestation that's going on to get that palm oil, which defeats the purpose of reducing greenhouse gases, because you want more trees so that you can reduce greenhouse gases. The county is continuing to invest in green technology, green energy. This is an example of using an energy source that already exists to reduce our greenhouse gases. We understand, especially when it comes to plowing snow in a district like this, and our commissioner will talk a little bit about it, that some of the electrical trucks that are out there just don't have the torque and the capacity to be able to handle the heavy snow that you can get on these hills out here. So when people say, why aren't you just going to a more electrified fleet? At this point, it's not capable of handling that when it comes to plowing snow, especially when you can get heavy snow in a district like this, or for that matter, in the city of Buffalo. We got to make certain the plows keep the roads open, and that's why we're still using diesel, but we want to try this renewable diesel product. It'll be used in other trucks, not just our plow trucks, and then we're doing a test to determine the efficiency versus the cost. We think it's going to work out. And we believe that in the long run, this is a direction we can go for all of our trucks, but we're doing a pilot program to begin with. Across Erie County, we use 360,000 gallons of diesel fuel every year. So that's a lot of greenhouse gas emission type of fuel that's being pumped into our trucks, and then, of course, the emissions from them with regards to the greenhouse gases that are created. If we were able to completely switch over to renewable diesel, we would reduce our greenhouse gas emissions by 6.6 million pounds a year, or 3 million kilograms, which is a substantial amount and would make a huge difference in Erie County's ability to meet our goals with regards to greenhouse gas emissions. I want to thank the Department of Public Works for taking on this project, this pilot, to determine if this makes sense. There are other counties in New York State in the Albany area that are doing it, but to my knowledge, we're really the first county to do this in Western New York. And I want to thank our Department of Public Works for taking this on. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to our Commissioner, Bill Geary, to say a few words. Commissioner Geary?
Good afternoon. So as the county executive said, this program started in April of 2005 when we put a bid out to a vendor in our area. It is available in the Albany area at the port over there, and there's access to renewable diesel, but Erie County is the first in the state to be able to implement and use this in our vehicles. Renewable diesel is a drop-in fuel. So as what that means is this is a fuel that our unsung heroes, our maintenance technicians, our mechanics that keep all these trucks and equipment running on a daily basis, not only in good weather, but also in the winter time, don't have to modify any of the engines. They don't have to modify any of the fuel filters. The drop-in fuel, being renewable diesel, can go right in the tank. We don't have to clean stuff out, and then can be out on the road almost immediately. Not only is that a benefit, but the other benefit to this is when you start to see spikes in any petroleum-based products in the country due to world events, when we're using soybean that can be grown right here in Erie County or across the country, we should see less spikes as we would with petroleum products. And then as we can bring more users, as county executive said, we use over 300,000 gallons. That's just the county of Erie. If you can multiply that through with all the school districts, all the other highway departments and users also in the private sector, the price point for this fuel will come down. Typically right now, it's in our pilot program, it's only about 30 cents a gallon more, but we only procured a small amount, 10,000 gallons. As we leverage bigger deliveries, that price point will reduce. And then ultimately, getting back to looking at, trying to use an electric vehicle. A lot of your electric vehicles, like school buses, for instance, are 15,000 pounds for a diesel powered. When you get into the electrified vehicle sector, that same school bus in an electric is 30,000. The weight's double. So we're not having to modify any of our roadside guide rail, our road bases, even on the local roads where all these trucks will be plowing. So again, it's a great avenue for us to lead the way. Hopefully with what we find in this improved through our pilot program, that we do reduce greenhouse gases even further, the nitrous oxide and the CO2, that other communities will come on board and we can make this an everyday product. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Someone who's been very supportive of this project and has talked over with Mr. Evans repeatedly about this project and why it's important is our Deputy County Executive, Lisa Chimera. And I'm very pleased to have her come to the, not podium, but the stand here to say a few words.
There is no podium.
There's no podium. Somebody wanted a podium.
Good afternoon. I first want to take this opportunity to thank the county executive for his unbelievable, unwavering leadership in not only understanding the importance of protecting our environment, but really continuing to invest in clean energy and energy efficiency. Erie County is a leader in New York State in advancing climate action, including receiving the highest level of recognition in both the New York State Climate Smart Communities and Clean Energy Communities program. We have developed and adopted plans to reduce pollution and our impact on the environment, both with our internal operations and community-wide. And I am really proud to say that over the past 5 years, this work not only has had a major impact on our environment, this work also has had significant financial benefits, including $6 million in cost savings, $1.2 million in awards, $1 million in rebates, and $30.5 million in grants. And today, we're announcing Erie County's renewable diesel pilot, the only county in New York State with its own renewable diesel program. So again, I'm so proud to stand here today with our county executive. Commissioner Bill Geary and Zach Evans, this is really uncharted territory, and it has taken a great deal of work, research, and commitment to this project to make sure it works. So I'd like to thank the team for their hard work.
Thank you. Thank you, Deputy County Executive. As Deputy County Executive noted, we have gotten the highest standard, which has been awarded so far to a county, which is the silver standard. No county, town, or city under the state standards has reached gold standard yet, but I have a feeling when they finally set all the parameters, Erie County will do that, and that's because of the great work of so many people. We can't do this on our own. We have to acquire the renewable diesel, and that's why we have partners to do that, and we're very pleased to have Mary Burke here from Kurk Fuel to talk a little bit about this program and how they will be delivering the renewable diesel and what it also means for them as an opportunity to provide a different type of fuel to a road-based crew. Mary?
This is a proud moment, and we are honored to be part of it. Helping our community explore more sustainable fuel options is gratifying for us. Kurk Fuel is part of a 100-year-old family-owned company based in Buffalo, so this work is having a direct impact on where we live too. It's amazing that you can basically put cooking oil into a giant pressure cooker, add some hydrogen and a catalyst, and out comes a product that's chemically the same as traditional petroleum diesel. But it's easier to pick some soybeans than to drill an oil well. The environmental benefits are substantial. Renewable diesel can reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 80% compared to traditional diesel without modifying any existing vehicles or infrastructure. Kurk Fuel has the privilege of serving many rural customers, and we know from talking to our farm families how important it is to think about these things. We are glad to be able to offer a new solution to an old problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. We're proud to be the first governmental partner of yours that is purchasing renewable diesel. We hope we're not the last. We hope others will take advantage of it too. So with that, we just want to say this is the beginning of a pilot program. We'll be analyzing it as time goes by, and we hope to be able to expand it to our entire fleet eventually. But more importantly, we're going to test it also, of course, during the winter months to ensure that there are no issues. We don't believe there will be based on the reports we have, but we just want to confirm it ourselves before we start expanding it to a greater group of trucks, so to speak. With that, are there any questions from members of the media?
I guess how long do you anticipate until that expansion takes place? You know, if the winter goes well, what do we think that timeline looks like?
Yeah, no, I think we want to make it through the entire winter just to see what we get. As we know, that colder temperatures in different areas around the country, and particularly down here, even though the elevations aren't quite as high, there were some data that showed, above 5,000 feet in elevation and colder temperatures that you might see degraded performance. But we want to make sure we get all aspects and everything covered so we're not guessing going into next season, and hopefully this is the way we pursue everything going forward.
And we're not at 5,000 feet or above. There's a great city called Denver, and they are, but we're not. So we need to do the test to ensure that there is no degradation and that things work out well. We think it will, but it's better to test it fully through the winter season than to just immediately jump in and then find out 3 months later that we may have a little bit of an issue. We don't think we will, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Any other questions? All right.